Hello, everyone. We are now live. Welcome to the stream. So we have a newcomer and a returning guest. So our returning guest is, of course, Bob from BK Photo Page in the top right. And on the bottom, we have Charles or Chaz, whoever you want to refer to him as, from Chisel Coasters on Instagram. He's been in quite a few of our vlogs, and we go to Great Adventure with him a lot. And we're here for the stream. So start submitting questions, and I'm sure you see this message in like the bottom left of the screen. We are going to be having special guests that can join if you ask via email, Instagram, or Facebook Messenger. Not everyone, of course, will be able to join, but if you ask and I say yes, you're in. So start bringing in the questions if you have any, and we'll get started.
So the only one I got after I put that request out for questions was what is some of the most unfortunately named coasters, and immediately two popped right in my head. You want to guess what two those are?
What?
The most unfortunate named coasters out there. Would you want to guess which two I was thinking?
I don't know, honestly.
We rode one this summer.
Tickler.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it'd be as creepy if like it didn't have that like Mad Magazine.
Yeah, that
guy.
logo is so creepy.
Yeah, and then the other one was that whatever that Uncle Bill's thing was at Kings Island before they rethemed.
Oh, what Little Bill's Funk or whatever it was called?
It's the Tickle Coaster, wasn't it, or something?
Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know the name. Whatever that was, the Bill Cosby looking thing.
Bill Cosby
I couldn't think of any others though. Like I mean, there's a lot of bad names, but I couldn't think of any that were like inappropriate or unfortunate like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like we still didn't get any questions in the chat, which I'm not really too surprised of. So I guess we should probably recount Coaster Madness, since obviously there was no live stream last Sunday because all of us were at Coaster Madness, which is an enthusiast event held by Dorney, generally during like early October. So I had been there the last time they did it, which was in 2019. They skipped 2020. And it was really, really good this year. The tour in the morning was a little different than last time. Last time's I definitely think was a much cooler tour, the Talon Tunnel tour. If I can find a picture really quick, I will show you what exactly.
I thought it was hilarious that they were just like, open the gate and they're like, here, have at it. Don't climb the fence.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like literally, they just said, don't go over the fence and just let us in. So we were in that like infield between Thunderhawk and Steel Force. There's like a patch of grass that winds up fading into dirt. It's right next to the tunnels for Steel Force too. And we just got to go basically wherever in there. It was awesome. And it looks like I found a good picture of the Talon Tunnel tour. Maybe not that one. That one works. All right, let me stream this. Just a warning that I'm going to look really, really small in these pictures. But there it is. The Immelman for Talon. Yes, I'm very small. Look how small Matt is in this picture, too.
No, that's funny. That's funny.
Really, really tiny.
Yeah, that's a lot cooler than
it was awesome going underneath the tunnel.
I did like the sign on the tunnel that said "Don't enter the tunnel when the ride is in motion."
Yeah, that was funny. That one was funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ben. I'm looking at the chat. Ben, Colin has the same answer when this question gets asked every single week. So
let me. It looks like we are starting to get some questions. So let me switch over. I'm guessing this is. What? Bob, anything? I'm not sure how to interpret this.
I don't think I've ever actually felt like I was going to die on a coaster. So,
I mean, maybe Goliath at Six Flags New England. That thing was an absolute dumpster fire.
Not that you were gonna die; you just wanted to die while you were on it.
Oh, that I wanted to die?
No. I'm saying no.
No, I felt like I both wanted to die and was going to die while on Goliath. That thing felt so unsafe; it was insane.
That's how I feel whenever I get on an SLC.
Yeah, especially the bad ones like T3 and I guess
Kong is the worst coaster I've ever ridden. So
Kong looks brutal. Mind Eraser at Darien Lake and Elitch Gardens looks brutal.
And Mind Eraser Darien Lake is the second worst, and Mind Eraser at Six Flags America is the third worst. So
I didn't think Mind Eraser at America was that bad, but it's not good.
I did. I thought it was horrible, but whatever. Your dad is blasting out questions.
Of course he is. Okay, let me get to the next question. How was the food? You're talking about Coaster Madness.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, they liked it a lot, I'm sure. I didn't exactly eat anything that was served there, but it looked good. And they had some nice real ice cream.
We could do an entire 90-minute live stream on foods Colin likes to eat and doesn't like to eat. So
well, no, the majority of that live stream would be foods I don't eat. There would be maybe 10 minutes of food I do eat.
Besides grilled cheese.
Yeah, you're not too far off. Overall worst park experience. I guess I'll go first. Same one every week. It's Six Flags Over Texas. I'm going to sum it up really fast. It was raining that morning. And actually, let me see if I can find the trip report from there. But it was destined to be a pretty bad day because of the weather. We were worried the park wasn't even going to open because of the weather, of course. And it did open, so I guess that's a good thing. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't really know. But we get in, and we walked right in. It was actually really good to get in. They let us in early, and we went right to New Texas Giant. Stood there for about an hour in the rain, and then a dude comes up and changes the sign to close for weather and walks away. There was like a massive line there, too. It was kind of insane. And the dude just comes up, changes the sign, leaves. And it looks like I did actually wind up finding this. So here we go. Here's the trip report. So there we are in the morning, standing at New Texas Giant like a bunch of dopes in the morning. Friggin', we were there for over an hour. Guy came up, changed that sign. That's out of view, I guess. So after that, we went to get something to eat because nothing was open. So Pandemonium was open, rode that, and slowly all the coasters started to open, but nothing actually stayed. Oh, well, the park didn't stay open the amount of time it was supposed to. It's supposed to close at like 7, I think, and they closed the park at 4, giving us 30-minute notice, which was just awful. So yeah, not a great day, if I had to say so myself. Anyone else?
I'm sure if you get back there, it'll redeem itself if it's a nice day, though. Like, I mean, the park is wonderful in general. It's just you hit a crap day where they did some shady things, would have a Six Flags day kind of thing. My mouth is covered by this.
Maybe I'll just go to regular.
Yeah, that's probably better. That now Chaz's head's covered. But for me, we had a GOCC event that we hold every year at Cedar Point in September, the week before Haunt starts, or Hall weekends rather. And we got the rain from like a hurricane down in Florida, and they opened Steel Vengeance for our ERT in the morning in like absolute like monsoon weather, which was interesting in itself, riding that in the pouring rain. But then like the rest of the day was rain on and off, so stuff was open, stuff was closed. But then all of a sudden at like 1:30, they were like, "Yeah, we're closing the park at 2," and like we still hadn't had our lunch for our event, we hadn't had our Q&A for our event, nothing, and they just like closed the park on us. Now, granted, they gave us a refund of everything, including the money we paid for the ERT, but it still sucked. I mean, it was like a whole wasted day. They can't control the weather, obviously, but yeah, it was annoying.
How about? Still can't see you. Hold on, let me just do this. There we go.
Hey.
Now, my worst would have to be my first trip to Kentucky Kingdom with Matt. The first time we went.
Wait. Is it because you were with Matt? Is that why?
That might have something to do with it, but no, it was more the state fair was going on at the same time.
Oh, I've been there that week. It's awful.
It is absolutely dreadful. We had to park like a mile from the park, walk to the park. We go in hoping to get something to eat. Of course, that wasn't the case. We couldn't get anything to eat because all the restaurants were closed. I'm like, what the hell? Well, at least we got the credits, got out of there, and went to the state fair, and then it was just one of those miserable experiences. Like, I will just say that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty crappy. Ooh, here's a
Matt,
good one.
I don't know the name of it, but the very first one we went to was awesome.
Blood on the Bayou. Blood on the Bayou
Bayou,
was definitely the best, if you ask me. That one's
Definitely.
like always the best too. It's always just
It was
so good.
wonderful. It was so good. And then after that, Cornstalkers was pretty good. Although I wish they had people that came out of the corn husks and things.
Mm.
I'm trying to think of the one I didn't. I didn't really care for the outdoor one because it's just like you can see.
Oh, Necropolis, the cemetery. Yeah, that one wasn't that good.
Like that one.
If I had to go through and
that,
actually, what were you saying?
That wasn't that good in 19 either, from what I remember.
No, yeah, that was the weakest one then too. If I had to go through and actually rank them from best to worst, I think I'd go Blood on the Bayou, then Tourist Trap, which is it's such a cool layout because you're going in and out of rooms and going up and over. It's so cool. Then I would probably say Cornstalkers, then Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat's just too short. Man. Then maybe Blackout, Enigma, and Necropolis. Enigma used to be incredible when it was Urgent Scare. That was awesome, Urgent Scare. And then they changed it. The effects were cool, but there's absolutely no scares as Enigma, so it was a little weak. But every maze there, as much as I like Fright Fest, every maze there is better than the Fright Fest mazes, in my personal opinion. We might have just gone on a good night.
Dorney does their Halloween stuff really well.
Yeah, and they have they have this one scare zone called the Lair. It's literally like a maze that you walk through. Same with their Carnival thing. It's like a mini maze that you walk through. The Hollow was really cool with the decorations. Of course, the front was awesome. All the characters are really interactive. They come up to you, they talk to you. If you decide to bore yourself by sitting through my over an hour vlog from that day, you would see that one of the scare actors just walked up and was talking into the camera for a full minute. He walked all the way up to Blackout, which is near Talon, from the front entrance, just talking to me. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
And we did get all of the scare actors to give James crap for it being his birthday.
Yes, that was awesome. They're all just screaming, oh, it's James's birthday. Oh, kind of like what we did to Brandon on that one night of Fright Fest. That was incredible. But yeah, Dorney's haunts are really, really good. Definitely, if you're a fan of Fright Fest and Haunt, go to Dorney's Haunt. It's really, really good. Rides at Great Adventure versus rides at Busch Gardens of Williamsburg.
I think Williamsburg is very overrated, other than the theming, and I think that's what they do well, especially with the rides. But the Great Adventure's top rides beat the crap out of Busch Gardens' top rides. The thing about Busch Gardens though is all of their rides are good. They don't have any back end ones that are terrible, and the lower half of Great Adventure are just kind of.
An interesting way to describe it.
I could definitely see that, because every coaster at Williamsburg is good. None of them are exemplary, but they are good.
Right.
Then you Great Adventure, where you have one or two exemplary ones, and the rest are just meh. Same situation.
The Great Adventure obviously has more quantity, and quality. It's kind of tough to really say. I mean, Great Adventure's top 4 is up there with Cedar Point and Carowinds, and Kings Island. It's top class. It's a really, really good top 4. Then after the top 4, I mean, you still have good rides. You got Batman, Bizarro, Green Lantern, Joker, and Superman. And then you got really good family coasters there too. But when you take a look at Busch Gardens' rides, you got Apollo's Chariot, which for now is their top coaster, if you ask me. It's a pretty good B&M Hyper. You got Alpengeist, which is pretty decent, Invert, Griffin. And then you have their family coasters and older coasters like Loch Ness, Verbolten, Invader. And Verbolten specifically is really, really good. But when you take a look, when you're comparing both quality and quantity, I think Great Adventure gets the win in that category. But appearance, that's a whole different story when you talk appearance. How would you rate Dorney's Haunt compared to other parks' Halloween events?
I don't do Halloween events typically, so this is you guys.
I've only been to Haunt and Great Adventure, so I say Haunt for sure.
Yeah, I have to agree, because that's really the only two I've done with any level of seriousness.
Because Hershey Park in the dark, there's no scare zones, so it's just more so for kids. I wish they would do actual scary stuff at Hershey Park in the dark. They could do it really cool, but oh well. That's what we got Great Adventure and Dorney for.
think they would do great if they did.
Yeah. I'll be at Great Adventure Wednesday. Have fun, Joey. I might see you there, depending on how things go. How was Coaster Madness compared to an event like Thrillathon?
So I obviously didn't go to Thrillathon. The problem, I think I mentioned this to you during the day at Coaster Madness. Coaster Madness was really fun. Don't get me wrong, and you know, Fastlane Fright Lane was awesome to have and all that stuff. The problem is Coaster Madness suffers from the same thing that like Coaster Mania does and some other events do. Is like there's just this giant gap in the middle of the day where there's nothing going on, and it drives me crazy that every event has this problem. And I don't think you had a bunch of stuff going on at Thrillathon, and you know, Coaster Mania usually has the boat tour and then the Q&A and lunch and all that. So Coaster Mania usually is pretty good with it, but there's just a lot of events that do this where there's just you eat lunch and then there's literally nothing until the evening time.
I agree. See, I think Thrillathon. I'm the only one that went to Thrillathon, right?
I did not.
Okay, so Thrillathon, I think they really handled the whole like middle blob of the day incredibly well. I mean, it could have just been the time we picked our tour. We picked like I think the second or third tour out of 5, so it was like right in the middle of the day. So they had the early morning ERT, then right after you have the raffle. Then for us, there was maybe like 2 hours to go hit some rides. Then you have the tour. Then you have about another hour or 2 hours, and then there's the meal and another raffle. Then there's this is where like it's a little bit of a blob. There's a couple hours, like maybe 2 to 3, maybe 4 hours. Then you have the nighttime raffle and the nighttime ERT. I mean, like they did the best they could have done to keep the day going all the way throughout. Like I was astounded. I mean, I'd say Thrillathon is probably the best event I've been to. It was so well run, so well paced, and I would say Riding the Bull is better, but they're pretty much the same thing, so it's kind of hard to judge. But Thrillathon won just for the raffles alone. Coaster Madness, like being at a park like Dorney where it doesn't really have as much as Great Adventure. Like they have really good flat rides at Dorney, like really good classic flat rides, which Great Adventure really doesn't have. But the coasters, you can only ride Steel Force or Talon so many times. I mean, eventually it's going to get boring. Great Adventure, you have King Kai, you have Nitro, you have Jersey Devil, you have Toro. It's an incredible lineup. And Dorney's a pretty small park as it is. The only thing I wish they did better at Coaster Madness was just make the lunch like maybe an hour or 2 later. I felt like it was a bit early. I mean, 12 o'clock lunch, it makes sense to a point, but then again, it just like it was a little too early.
I think if they do that though, yeah, because like Coaster Mania, I think it was like 2 or 3 o'clock. And I think if you're gonna do that though, then you offer breakfast too. Though you offer just donuts. Yeah. That's the thing is if you're gonna let everybody in at 2 o'clock and you're not gonna do lunch till like 2, you need to have something in the morning. So that's the other kind of thing they'd have to consider if they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's just donuts and coffee, that'd be awesome.
Right?
Did they have that at Coaster Mania?
I don't remember. They do it at Coaster Stock.
Okay. It looks like we actually have a super chat from John. So with Batman getting repainted, I think next is retheme the station. So John told me that he heard, I guess, from people at the park that Batman is definitely getting repainted next year. And I think Batman's is going to be one of a few rides to get repainted next year because they heavily alluded to that at the Thrillathon Q&A. So I think it'd be really good to see like a whole revitalization of Movie Town because like Movie Town is kind of disjointed. I mean, you enter Movie Town, it's all Batman stuff, but it's still called Movie Town. And then you go over the bridge and you're in Metropolis, which makes sense. But like, I just wish they would theme Movie Town to strictly Gotham City, redo the stunt arena and that what's it called? Area over by the Mama Flora's Grill and the Mexican place. And I think a retheme of the station, like kind of like what Over Georgia did, where they totally revitalized like the queue and the setup and everything. I think that'd be really good.
That is a good idea. Definitely a good idea.
Who is your favorite roller coaster YouTuber?
Well, for me, I there's so many of them that I like and that I've gotten to meet and that some of them are become friends with. Obviously, I met you guys through YouTube and stuff like that. But for me, it's Chris from Maritime Thrills. You know, I had the privilege of traveling with him last summer and getting to become friends with him and stuff. So he's everything he does is just it's so well done. He's really good about digging up like information that people don't know already and things like that. And he just does a really good job with everything he does. He's just a really, really good guy and a really big asset to, you know, the YouTube coaster community and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in
Chaz,
my
what about you?
case, I usually watch your stuff primarily. And another one I've been following a lot lately is GP Coasters out of Atlanta. I met those guys out at Hollywood Nights this year, and they're some of the most down-to-earth people you'd ever want to meet. They're so cool to hang out with. We went to Six Flags over Georgia and hung out with them all night, and it was a great bunch of guys to watch. You know, who I really only watch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sit here and watch YouTube all day. You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. If I had to pick, like, there's probably a good like 5 that I'd say are like really, really good. Airtime Thrills and El Toro Ryan, I'd say are like the gold standard. They're just excellent videos. Ryan doesn't upload as much as Chris, but Ryan also makes like 30-minute problematic coaster videos that are just super high quality and really well done. And Chris has a really good upload schedule, and you know on Mondays and Thursdays, so look in your notifications. Nope, new video, gotta watch it. Like their videos are just great. I'd say Lucan, WMI Coasters, he has some really, really great videos too. Coastunes is also a really great channel. There's just a lot of really, really good channels out there. Can't even list them all. There's like theme park channels, coaster channels, whole bunch of different like categories, I guess you'd say. There's just so much good on roller coaster YouTube. Definitely better than Instagram, if you ask me.
You can't forget Avery Heaney TV.
Oh, of course, Avery TV is the best. Do you think the wait times at Great Adventure on Halloween are going to be the worst waits ever recorded for the park? If we're talking this year, I think they're definitely going to be up there. I think that Saturday and Sunday are going to be the worst.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be as bad as you might think. I think they're going to be bad, but not as bad as you might think, because a lot of people aren't going to go to the park because they're going to be out doing Halloween stuff. So I think the other nights around there are going to be awful.
See, the thing with Fright Fest, I know you went to Hollow Fest, but like it was a lot more toned down. Fright Fest just gets like all kinds of like young adults, teens who don't go trick-or-treating, and typically they don't go to Halloween parties. Everyone's just like, let's go to Six Flags. So I have a feeling it's going to be like, if you're planning on going on Saturday or Sunday of Halloween weekend, good luck. It's going to be very, very crowded. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm sure it's going to be some of the highest waits in the park, like for the park this year.
Do they close down at all to get ready for the Christmas stuff, or do they just
bonus days? They have bonus days in between Fright Fest and Holiday in the park where they're like while they're transitioning. Yes, yeah. It's awesome because they're always so dead.
One of my
most rides on JDC in one day.
I had like 14 at Media Day.
Yeah,
I'll go last. What about you, Chaz?
Oh, yours is insane. Absurd.
13.
Mine was 32 on Media Day, and I've come close to beating it a couple times. Just the other night, I had 26. There's been other times I've come close to 30. I have 210 rides on Jersey Devil total as of right now. And now that it's been confirmed that it's going to be open for Holiday in the park, I can only see that number skyrocketing. I mean, I don't want to like set a goal. I probably should set a goal, but I don't want to set any like standards. But I can see myself maybe getting to 250, maybe even close to 300 by the end of the year. I don't know. I'm definitely hoping to hit 250 this year. I think that'd be pretty cool. I do want to hit 100 rides on COD this year too, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Then you can like re-nickname yourself Mr. JDC.
I could, but I don't have the most rides on it. East Coasters and Joel have me beat. That they definitely have me beat. I don't know by how much, but they're in the 300 somewhere.
Oh yeah, Joel definitely.
Yes, Whaley. It is the other Whaley.
I'm glad you recognize your dad, Matt.
Best rain ride you've had? That's a good question.
Wow. I don't know, like that's tough. I mean, I don't know how we define best. Like, is it like as in the coaster was running super fast because it rained, or just most memorable, or oh, you know what? I can answer this. At Coaster Stock this year, at the beginning of the ERTN, the second day, I got on the first train on Beast during the ERT, and we had a ride with Don Helbig on the train with us in nothing but like massive lightning all around us and rain going on. And as soon as we got back, like everything shut down.
Wow.
That was cool. Yeah, that was cool.
That must have been cool. That must have been cool. I think my favorite rain ride, I don't know, only because it has a lot of nostalgia behind it, is riding Nitro, because we have so many rain rides on that coaster.
Even snow rides on it. That was
too.
possible at some point. I remember that.
That has to be my favorite.
I think. Well,
you
the
know what?
Velocicoaster rain rides this summer were great.
We rode Velocicoaster in the rain, and it was incredible
at night, and it was really, really good.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I also have some really good memories of riding Toro and Ka in the rain. And let me just say, you don't want to ride Ka in the front seat in the rain. They still run it; they don't care. But man, is it brutal. Same with Toro. It just feels like a bunch of needles hitting your skin.
We that same day I was talking about earlier at Cedar Point when we got rained out, we rode Steel Vengeance in the pouring rain in the morning, and we walked up to the station and there was nobody in the front row. So me and my mom were like, "Oh, we got to go front row." So we tried front row Steel Vengeance in the pouring rain, and if the camera was on, my mom pulled her poncho up over her head and had it in her mouth to protect her face from the rain. Like it was brutal.
I believe.
Oh, it looks like I missed one of John's super chats. I got to jump to that real quick. Retheme it to the new Robert Pattinson Batman. I think they'd want to wait to see if that Batman's actually successful.
Is he gonna not do his British accent?
Who, Pattinson? I guess not. I don't know. I mean, did you see the trailer for the new Batman movie?
I have not.
It looks good, but I don't know. It seems like they're trying to market it as being in the same, I guess, series as Joker. And I think Joker is one of the best films I've ever seen. So I don't know. I think if they do it dark enough and if they incorporate the mystery aspect that's rumored with the Riddler and everything, I think it could be really, really good. I don't know. I'm just a little skeptical about it that they're rebooting Batman again already. It's kind of ridiculous. You just had Ben Affleck, and right before that you had Christian Bale. So I guess we'll see. Let's see. Where was I? I was right here. What's the most parks visited in one day? I can say this already. Chaz has everyone beat. For sure.
I got 7. I got 7.
It's insane.
Jersey Shore Tour. Jersey Shore Tour, straight down the coast.
Yeah, I can't remember if we did 3 in any one day when I was out there with you guys. I was trying to remember. I thought we did. I think we just did 2 because we were going to do 3, but then we got rained out at the night at Gillian's, and we were going to go to
yes, that's right.
I can't remember if I don't think we did 3.
We didn't do 3.
I probably have done 3 at some point, but that would be by far the most.
I know I've definitely done 2. There's no question about that. I might have done 3. I just can't think of when. Where's Tom? Tom had some matters to deal with. Yeah, it was pretty dead that day over Texas, but yeah, the way they closed the park was just really, really scummy. Would you put a ride in the Boardwalk or the Golden Kingdom at Great Adventure? Golden Kingdom, for sure. I think coaster in between Toro and Ka, kind of running over the Zumanjaro queue. I still think to this day what they should do is make the Zumanjaro line start where the covering starts, all the way up by Ka's top hat. And in between, you could have flat rides, a coaster going over them. I think that'd be sick. But that's also a lot of staffing to deal with. And that's the main reason, at least I think, why they got rid of Balam's Jungle Land, which looked incredible. So, I don't know. I definitely want a ride in Golden Kingdom first.
I'd love to see the park get another Woody in that area.
Yeah, that's one of the things that a lot of parks, need more wooden coasters at this point. And, Great Adventure is just another one like Cedar Point that could easily benefit from having another one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Not enough Woodies there anymore.
No.
It's like everybody's going steel.
That's true. And that's what Gravity Group said. They said they're trying to preserve the wooden coaster. I guess a direct nab at RMC and GCI, but I don't know. I like RMCs, but I do value a good wooden coaster as long as it's not.
Yeah. speaking of Woody's, go watch Colin's vlog and listen to Mike Fennell talk, and see if you can pick up on the most unfortunate quote ever.
Yes, that was just great. Oh God. I will be at GA at Batman Wednesday. Oh well, have fun working, I guess. I didn't know you. I guess you got. I didn't know you got trained at Batman. I thought you were only at Nitro. That's cool. Oh man, another one. What's the best Ace/Park event
this
you've been
year?
to this year?
Ooh, for me, normally I would say coaster stock because I love coaster stock, but it wasn't as good this year just because of different things with COVID and stuff like that. Coaster Mania was incredible. I didn't go to nearly as many events this year as I normally do, so I'll just say Coaster Mania because I didn't go to Thrillathon.
For me, I'm thinking. I mean, they're all so good. To pick a favorite, I would probably have to go with Hollywood Nights again, as I love Holiday World. I love that event. It's had so much fun there this year, hanging out with O'Leary and all. It was just, that's got to be my favorite of the year.
So I said this earlier. It's Thrillathon, but Coaster Mania is a pretty close second. Coaster Mania was awesome. I think if Coaster Mania had the ERT go as late as it used to go, like Bob was telling me, that would make it definitely be number one.
The year before, Riding Steel Vengeance at like 2:30 in the morning, in like it was just the most incredible experience I've ever had on it. Like it was nuts, and yeah, that part stunk that it ended so early this year. It didn't stink for the fact that we were going to Kings Island the next day.
We now have our first guest of the evening, Mr. Toro himself, Ryan. So Ryan, I actually guess I inserted you at the perfect time. What is the best Ace/Park event you've been to this year?
This year, I'll just say Thrillathon.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Because I won the Toro piece.
Yes, the raffles, that raffle like really made Thrillathon. It was so good.
It was awesome.
You mean like the Coaster Madness raffles where James won wheels on back-to-back tickets?
Yeah, that was
serious.
He won 2 Talon wheels back to back.
In a row, yeah.
That's rigged.
I hung my Talon banner from last week up today.
Oh, you did?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a nice little wall that's just slightly wider than the banner itself, and that's right where I hung it.
Bob, you want to read the answer to this question?
The answer that I typed in the chat? Yeah, there you go.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh, Batman's getting repainted starting tomorrow. That's awesome. I am so curious to see what they repaint, if they keep the same color scheme, which I hope they don't.
Speaking of that, have you seen some of the pictures of the Phantom?
Sidewinder?
No, Sidewinder looks weird with green, but the Phantom repaint looks sick.
It does look awesome. Yeah. I love that purple.
It's going to be black and yellow
going on. It's going to be black and yellow again.
Yeah. That's what Vinny told me yesterday.
That's so disappointing. Like I wish they would make it blue or red, like something to differentiate it.
I agree.
Imagine if they themed it to like Batman Forever. That would be awesome.
Oh, that'd be nice.
That red and black would look sick. Oh God. What's the best park you went to with Ace this year? I'm going to have to say Coaster Mania.
It's got to be Cedar Point.
Yeah, it's Cedar Point with Coaster Mania. That was awesome. He has his ADA pass because he has leg issues. And, well, you know, he has leg issues.
Go watch Colin's vlog of Ace faking his leg issue coming off of the leg course at Coaster Mania.
I couldn't take it. It was so funny. But, yeah, that was a great day. That was just so entertaining. Both of those days, though, Thursday and Friday. That was awesome.
Yeah, I've only been to Great Adventure with Ace this year.
Jeff Siebert.
So, in terms of park presidents I've met, because I'm going to answer the question correctly, Bob, the park presidents that I've met, I wouldn't necessarily say Tony Clark because I didn't really meet him.
He's not a president anyway.
Whatever he is.
He's the communications guy.
He's the face of Cedar Point, if you ask me.
Kristen Fitzgerald at Cedar Point.
True. I've met Winkler, of course. He's the park president of Great Adventure. I've met Mike Feenel at Dorney, of course.
Great guy.
I met Jeff Siebert at Fiesta, Texas. and Siebert, and they're all awesome guys. I think Siebert does just an absolutely incredible job running Fiesta Texas, and he gets a lot of good stuff from Six Flags corporate. And John has really turned the park around from Fitzgerald's days. And I'm not saying that they were bad back then, but he's really revitalized it. I mean, you look at Main Street when you walk in, Main Street actually looks like fantastic, like one of the best areas of the park. And I'm sure that new entrance next year is going to look great too. And Mike Fino at Dorney, he does the best with what he's given, and what he's given is not exactly much thanks to Cedar Fair, but Dorney is one of the nicest looking Cedar Fair parks.
Mike also chose to go back there though, because that was his park for years and years and years, and he chose to go back there from Carowinds. Like he knew what he was getting into because he's from that area, and he's completely happy with that. I'm sure he's not obviously probably content with where they're at, and probably wants more money to do stuff, but it is what it is. But yeah, those guys are all cool guys though. They're so nice. I think I've also met. I can't remember the guy's name. The guy that was at Magic Mountain that's now at Busch Gardens, Tampa.
Oh, Neil Thurman. I've met Neil Thurman too. Yeah, when he was at Great Adventure.
Yeah, I met him at CoasterCon. Also, great guy. I also got to spend time with Dick Knoebel at CoasterCon, but I'm not going to make my Mike Fennell quotes now. I'm trying to think who else. There's like I haven't met a park president that I thought was like just a huge like just piece of crap or anything or just worthless. I mean, I'm sure there are ones out there that are worthless, but I mean, all the ones I met have been wonderful.
Yeah, me, I've only really met like Dick Knoebel, Winkler. I don't know. I think Knobel's got a lot of personality. I think he'd be my favorite.
I've met Neil Thurman, John Winkler, John Fitzgerald. I never met Mark Kane or any of them beforehand, but I've met those three before. And Fitzgerald was nice, but Neil was turning Great Adventure around, and then Winkler just picked up where he left off.
I agree.
So.
When do we get the Best of Filthy NJ compilation video? You guys can make that. That can be a fan effort. I don't feel like doing that. It's too much work. There's so many different videos I'd have to go through. Oh God, it's so many different social medias through Instagram and YouTube and everything. That'd be interesting though.
That'd probably be like a 3-hour epic.
Yes, it would. As if my supercuts and my Thrillathon and Madness video weren't long enough.
Yeah.
Halloween Haunt at KI has been crazy packed this year. It also sucks because 3 of the 8 houses they had. Wait, really?
Yeah,
wow.
It's been outrageous. Like yes, last night the Orion queue was filled and it was all the way back past where you come underneath Racer.
Wow.
We're going next Saturday, but we're getting fast lane because that crap.
I didn't know that they had closed that many houses. That sucks. Do you think El Toro will open for bonus days? I know someone really wants that to happen. I don't know if it'll happen. I mean, they still have last time I checked, they still have car 6 sitting there. I don't know. I don't really have a good I don't think it's going to open this year, truly. I think we're waiting until opening day next year, hopefully. I mean, state of New Jersey is very, very strict, as you all know. And it took Little Devil like an extra 2 months to open after it was done because state of New Jersey is just crazy with the inspections.
Are they still actively doing stuff working on it?
Little Devil or Toro?
No, on Toro.
Toro, yeah. I mean, at least I think so. I mean, you saw them, they were on the tracks constantly all the time. I don't know. I just hope it opens, man. I really do. And Bob just reminded me that we do need an ad break. There hasn't been an ad break in a little while. So, ad break time. Hope you enjoy. Give it a couple seconds to flush out.
Well, the stream's like 30 seconds behind on the screen, so.
Oh, really? I didn't know there was that much a delay.
There's a lag. Yeah, it's a pretty significant lag.
That's weird because I had set it to not have latency.
Yeah, well, when you're dealing with 4 people on 4 different networks, I mean, you're going to have some lag.
That's true. All right. Hopefully you're all back. I think that was probably long enough. Let's go to the next question. What's a coaster you want RMC really bad?
Predator, like
Roar America, please.
Roar America.
But it's not going to happen
Yeah,
because it was just said today that they're retracking it. So
Wildcat or Hershey out, but we know that ain't going to happen either.
yeah.
Hellcat at Clementon.
I was just gonna say. I thought I haven't been on Hellcat, but I was gonna say somebody say that.
That would be a sick RMC. It'd be short, but it'd be a
Yeah,
pretty cool RMC.
It definitely
What
would.
about is the one at Lake Compounds also called Wildcat?
Oh,
Yeah, that one's dreadful too.
I don't want them to RMC it. I just want
Way
them to
too
fix
short.
it.
It's way too short, isn't it?
No, it's got a decent length. I mean, it's long because it goes through it so slow. It's a really bad ride.
Yeah.
It's brutally rough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else out there is like horrible. I mean, I would love if they would.
Named all the really good ones.
I would love if they made like a long ass version of like a Twisted Colossus type thing out of American Eagle, but I don't
That'd
think
be sick.
the structure would need completely redone to do it.
Mm.
Plus, I don't think they want to put another RMC in the same park that isn't something different.
Well, it looks like
I can see
it is
that.
about time to introduce our next guest, which is Ian from Amusement Park
hi.
Experience. Welcome, Ian.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure you could hear me because I was in my mic settings and it said that like my volume was really low.
Okay. So we're gonna move to the next question. Have you been to the Dreamworks water park? In my opinion, Great Adventure and Dreamworks water park are the two best parks in New Jersey.
I'm not paying that money to go there.
Same here.
I have not been though, but I really want to go though because it seems cool.
It looks really great, but I'm just not paying what they want to go there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's like a lot
Yeah,
that
I'm with
like Nickelodeon Universe and Dreamworks, like you have to pay a arm and a leg to get
Yeah.
into.
And plus, not to sound like uppity up or whatever you want to call it, but like now having gone to Volcano Bay, it's like every other
Yeah.
crap.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Opinion on Thunderhawk at Dorney.
I
It's
like
fun.
it now. It
Yeah.
used to be rough as hell, but it's really good now.
Get a nice pop of
Yeah.
airtime in the front row.
I haven't ridden it since like the beginning of 2020. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's running good in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, next question. Now that you told us that Great Adventure is getting an entrance, can you tell us a recap of the video that you were not allowed to film to tell us before Great Adventure Thrillathon event? Now, pretty much, I summed it up pretty well in the video there. I mean, they just said that there's going to be a lot of paint, there's going to be a lot of park improvements, that the announcements are going to be like continuous. It's not necessarily going to be year after year after year. It's going to go like continuously. So that's pretty much it. I mean, they said a lot. Like Kristen had said that she'd love to see Green Lantern be a sit down. It's not going to happen. It's just a want. But yeah, I do hope that they continue what they're doing because what they're doing is pretty freaking awesome. Next question. Favorite coaster / park member? Wow, yeah, that's a really good one.
I mean, that first ride on Velocicoaster was like friggin' magical.
I know it was.
I'm trying to think, man, there were a lot of good ones, but funny enough, the year before I think was even better for those kind of things because everybody was so like messed up from the pandemic. You guys go ahead. I got to think about this one now.
I got to think too. Whoever wants to go can go.
I got one.
I would have to say my ride on Velocicoaster this year was just like when it actually lived up to the hype. It just made it so awesome, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to go in with low expectations, but as much hype as it got, it was physically impossible to do so, and it blew my mind. Just that first ride on it.
I say the same.
For me, it's always like meeting new people or people that like talk to me online and stuff, and then I finally get to meet some of these people. It's always really cool. I guess like I mean, obviously that first ride of Velocicoaster already said, but like getting to hang out with Scott at Universal was really cool. Just because he just came out and hung out with us, and I don't know, I thought that was awesome of him, and we had a really good time that day.
I mean, my first ride on the Coney Island Cyclone was just insane. Like, it was so surreal, having known the history of it, seen so many pictures of it, seen it in videos. It was just like really like cool to finally ride it. And it was a great ride. I mean, it was awesome.
No, I you know what, I take that back. I know what my favorite memory was. My favorite memory was you almost beating the crap out of the ride up at Orion for not letting us sit in the back. People after
and then there's always Riley being pissed at us for putting her on Gale Force.
No, she was pissed at you.
Well, yeah, unrightfully, but she was. That was funny though. There's always a lot of interesting operator experiences. What was that, Chaz?
I'm surprised it took you that long to get the Cyclone credit.
Because it always seemed like it was more difficult to get out there than it was, but it wasn't hard to get out there at all.
We thought it was going to be like super sketchy, and it wasn't at all. It was like
it was awesome.
It was one of the best days on that entire like trip that week. Like it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I bet. I love Coney Island.
I think my favorite memory would probably be every single ride on Velocicoaster.
Yeah, it's a great ride. Hello, Mark and or Natalie. Welcome to the stream. I know this is like 10 minutes after the fact, but welcome. If there was a contest to design a coaster and the winning design would actually be built at a park, what would you design?
I saw this question pop up a few minutes ago in the chat, and I was thinking about it, and in my head I was like, all right, I mean, so many things you could do. I would want like to take a coaster like Ijanika and put like a friggin' launch on it and do some other, just like add stuff to it that I don't know what, but add stuff to it and incorporate like elements and things from other coasters that would make it like completely obviously unique. I know that you're like pigeonholing yourself into only being able to do certain things with it, but I'm sure like I you know, there's other things that they didn't do when they built those two other ones that they could do now, you know, years later.
I know what I would build. I would build like probably a intimate kind of like Maverick, but like if Maverick and Velocicoaster had a baby, that's what it would be.
That's awesome.
I actually have all kinds of AutoCAD and 3D software design experience. I've actually, the first attempt I've ever made at one, I started designing a gravity group like Woody.
That's cool. That's like actually the first coaster I built in No Limits.
Is it really?
Yeah. Nice. It was just like a nice, simple thing to get started with.
I actually didn't know you played No Limits.
I've barely played. I only played it like once.
It frustrates me so much.
Yes, it's so hard.
I mean, when you get used to it, it's easier.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple. I mean, if we're going like between different parks, right? First one that pops to mind is actually Kings Island. And if I had the opportunity to build something at Kings Island, it would either be a Mach Extreme spinner where Vortex was, or a gargantuan hybrid iBox, like ground up next to Banshee, like kind of using Son of Beastland.
I like piggybacking off that. You're talking about like Vortex's whole plot. I so wish parks would build more crap that goes through the woods. Mm-hmm. Like I know Kings Island, you have Beast already. Like obviously you're not going to go directly into there, but like you know how much faster Orion would seem if like you left the trees at the bottom of the drop that were there, like had to dive through the trees, like stuff like that. It drives me crazy that parks don't do that.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Orion is one of the biggest coaster missed opportunities ever. Like it's a great ride, but man, they could have done so much more. It's just like
that's literally what everyone is saying.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that they went as small as they did, but it's still a good ride. I mean,
it's an awesome
I'm not going to
ride.
complain too much about it. And I should probably talk about at least Great Adventure once. If I had to pick a coaster for Great Adventure, I'd probably do something in the style of Velocicoaster or Maverick somewhere in the park, maybe in the woods. I think that'd be great. Giga at Great Adventure would be insane.
Over
just
the
like
walk.
scaling the park. Yeah, over the water, of course, that'd be insane. I would love to see a T-Rex there, but that's not going to happen now that Jersey Devil's there. I think Premiere needs to go there. There's a whole bunch of stuff that Great Adventure could use.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a new video of dead coasters? Yeah. So I know I kind of neglected this because I did the first episode of Starjet and then just kind of like stopped. They're not that easy to make for starters, and the first one really didn't do too well. So I had like a plan of 5 different ones to do every week in October. Obviously, that didn't happen. So I'm gonna do another one on Halloween Day just to at least complete that. And it's gonna be a great adventure coaster, and we're gonna see how it does. If it does good, I'll do another one. If it doesn't do good, dead coaster's just dead, basically.
All right, long story short, we had fast lane, Ben, and we got up to the front of the line and we said, hey, can we ride in the back row? And the ride up said, no, it's too busy. I can't let you pick rows. Fine. We would have been completely okay with that. So he sends us to row 4, I believe. And then immediately the group behind us goes, can we go to the back row? And he's like, sure, go ahead. And we were like, are you kidding me? And Colin turned around and it was about to like beat the living crap out of this guy and just started arguing with him. And then when we came back around, we asked again, and like they didn't stop us the rest of the time. Like they gave us any row we wanted after that. It was ridiculous. Like we wouldn't have cared. Like, but if you're gonna do that for us, do that for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, that really ticked me off. But I got like 8 rides on it, so I don't really care. I got to ride everywhere I wanted to, except for the very back row, which was kind of dumb that I couldn't do that, but whatever. Hello, Brian.
Hello.
What's up, bro?
TBH, I do not want a mock coaster at KI. Yeah, I could see that. Like something like Velocicoaster again would be great in Vortex's plot. I just love. I mean, if you haven't ridden Extreme Spinner, I can see why you might think it's like overrated. You need to ride it to understand. Like Time Traveler, if it didn't have the spinning aspect, it'd still be a really good ride, but it wouldn't be the same. Right. And I'm sure Ride to Happiness is just out of this world. That thing looks insane.
Oh, Zimbabwe Ryan absolutely loved it. He said it was like a world class coaster.
This is a good one.
Okay. So considering this is my home park, I don't think right now it is, unless it was already in the works that they were going to take it down before the accident happened. I've heard that it should be opening next spring by opening day with nets and things up to protect, the people underneath from anything like that ever happening again. I think that the only way its days are numbered is if they already had something in the works. And I mean, you got a big plot of land. I mean, you get some of Adventure Island. There's your T-Rex land.
I agree to a point. See, I think Dragster, it's when you look forward about 5 years, I don't think it's going to be at Cedar Point anymore. Truly,
I've never been there.
It's going to need a refurbishment of some kind because it's just so unreliable. I mean, I haven't really had to deal with too much of its unreliability, but I know it can be like brutal how unreliable it is. It's a great ride. Don't think I like hate it. I just genuinely think it's going to get removed.
I know they just spent a ton of money to redo the computer system this year, so that's another reason I don't think it's gone for a while. I think it will.
That's fair.
I think eventually it will be gone because I think that their whole thing still is breaking records.
Yes,
but until they have that plan in place and until they have the money ready to spend on whatever they're going to do next, I don't think the problem with Cedar Point is always going to be they want to go 500 feet, or 400 feet with a chain lift with a T-Rex type thing, like. You have to have the land to dissipate all that energy. So that's really the only plot of land where you can take it and spin it out over, Adventure Island or whatever. Or if you get rid of the other kiddie land and move that somewhere else, like that's the only way you're going to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. All I know is that whenever Dragster's gone, T-Rex is going right there. If it's ready by then. If you were president of Great Adventure, what would you do?
Fire Kristen Fitzgerald.
This is no. I would definitely try to get some.
I'm just kidding. I actually like Kristen. I just think the whole way the accident was handled was poor. But I actually like Kristen. She's a wonderful person to me, and did a lot of stuff for me. So I'm not gonna criticize her at all. Actually, I know people give her crap about stuff, but
this question is actually a video idea I have. If I ran Great Adventure, what would I do? I'll give maybe one or two things I'd do. For starters, I'd totally revitalize like every part of the park. There's a lot of areas in the park that need a facelift, and they're slowly starting to do that. They're starting with Junior Thrill Seekers and Seaport. That is like order number one of the business. That needs to be taken care of before anything.
Oh,
Then
also
we can get
they,
to coasters.
also they did the Jersey Devil area, which I'm pretty sure that used to be a kiddie area, so they made something new there. So
Mhm.
Still doing it? How's it going?
Good. I think this is a Mr. Toro question, no doubt.
I would arm CL Toro and just add a loop,
Yeah, okay.
add some fire effects, you know.
I do want to go back a second though, because I was talking about Krista before. The media day for Jersey Devil was literally the best run media day I've ever been to. Like her and Gabriel and that team. I think I didn't mention this last time I was on this podcast, but like that team did the most amazing job with that. Like it was so well run. It was unbelievable, and I've never seen anything like that. Because most media days are just an absolute abject disaster because it's all like, okay, all the news people got to get their reports in, and we're screw everybody else that we invited that isn't news media, like kind of thing. But they were so good about blending those people together. It was unreal. I've never seen anything like that. And like the way they like provided food and everything all day long was amazing.
I think one of the best, like the smartest moves about that media day was the fact that it was so long. They had time to do the news people in the morning,
Yeah.
and then all the content creators later on.
Well, and the fact that they had opened it a few days before that, right?
They had opened it
So
2 days before for the commercial shoot, 1 day before for member previews.
So they didn't have a million pass holders clamoring trying to get into media day either. That was the other thing. So like they didn't have to worry about that either, which is awesome. So I think that both ways around, that was incredible how they did that, and especially because like every other Six Flags one I've been to, especially, has been a horrible disaster. And I mean, Cedar Fair sometimes, but the Six Flags ones usually are bad, and they did an incredible job. And funny, like they hadn't run a media day for a coaster in 15 years, so that was even more impressive.
I mean, they did Joker, but Joker's wasn't really as significant as Jersey Devils. I mean,
no, obviously, yeah.
They did a really good job though. Ryan, I can't remember. Did you already go?
Oh, actually, can I quickly say that I think Joker is actually kind of more intense with the flips now because, like, I've been, like, the last few rides I've had on it, I've been hanging upside down, literally.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else have anything to add?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Have a great night.
You're probably already gone, Ben, but if you watch
Yeah.
this back, have a great night.
I went to Cedar Point for a day or two prior to the incident. It was closed all day when I was there. Really unfortunate because I've only ridden it once before. Yeah, that unfortunately that really doesn't surprise me. That's dragster, at least from what I've seen. Yeah, because aren't those like 50 feet deep or something?
They're probably way down there. Yeah, they'll probably reuse some of them at least.
Mm. Do you think Great Adventure should build Junior Thrill Seekers as an area where every adult ride is made in little kid form? That would be awesome. I mean, granted, you can only use the word "lil" or "little" so many times in a ride name, but like, I love Lil Devil, of course, and not to, pat myself on the back, but my dad and I had been talking to Winkler a lot in 2019 and 2022, and we had given him the idea about Lil Devil and said, that it'd be cool if you reuse Roadrunner Railway, call it Lil Devil, and put it, near Lil Devil. And lo and behold, it happened. So, I mean, coincidence? I think not, but I think that maybe like a junior coaster by Toro named like something.
What's the Spanish word for
Spanish?
We're gonna put a El Toro, mini El Toro, and call it the calf in Spanish.
Oh, the calf. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh God.
What I always thought would be cool is El Matador, like the bull tamer, to be next to Toro. Well, at least my dad always said that.
Little Amigos.
Oh God. You got Tango right there. I guess that's Toro Jr.
Who told you that one, Ryan? The sour cream guy?
The Dippin' Dots guy. He's a very unreliable source, Chaz.
We're gonna pause real
Oh,
quick
I
for
know.
an ad break. Got to do another one. It's been like 30 minutes, so
Like a good neighbor, Safe Farm is there.
I've gotten so many ads like that on my videos. It's like the most random ads. Just pump a few through. All right, just gotta let it go through.
I don't think you have any more questions.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I wanted to stop and do it. All right, hold on. Woodstock Express. Yeah, a Woodstock Express would make a good little bowl.
Yeah, pretty much would.
I think they could use like a good junior coaster like that. It's very similar to Harley Quinn, but still. That's a long one. Okay, Bob, I'm pretty sure you know a little bit more about this than I do.
I mean, so the whole story is they had a auction for all the County Out Lake stuff, and at the last second, Todd Joseph bought, and his investment group bought the property, and then they started tearing down a lot of random buildings and things because they basically said they were like condemned, but I guess they didn't have permission to tear them down or something. It's just a complete mess, and basically he's basically lining up to just redevelop all the land into like areas for business and housing and stuff, and get rid of the park altogether and tear down Blue Streak and stuff like that.
I'm
So yeah,
pretty sure what they're doing is illegal, right? I'm pretty sure that's like with the
a
whole
lot of stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff they're doing they don't have permission to do.
Yeah, that's just beyond messed up, especially because they're messing with, such a classic coaster, such an old coaster. Coasters like that you don't necessarily come by that often anymore. So yeah, that's infuriating. That whole situation.
I never heard of that situation.
What'd you say?
I never heard of that situation, like what happened with Canute Lake Park and stuff.
They're basically redeveloping it, and in that redevelopment, they're taking down Blue Streak, which is obviously a landmark coaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a whole nightmare up there from what I've about it. It's ridiculous. It's a bunch of shady crap going on, and
yep.
I mean, I'd hate to see us lose that coaster, especially since I had credit yet, and it's not that far from home. I'd hate to see that thing vanish.
Brian, you can check your DMs. Brian, not Ryan. For example, Batman the Kid for a little kid ride of Batman the Kid sounds a little strange.
Just call
Maybe Bat Boy.
Bat Boy, yeah.
Bat Boy.
I was confused by that name.
I mean, I'm surprised they don't have. Well, obviously they had Batman and Robin, so they had a Robin themed coaster. I'm surprised they never used Nightwing as a theme. I think Nightwing could be like a really sick theme. Granted, half the park's coasters are friggin' DC, and the other half are not. So, big imbalance there. But if they do decide to do more DC coasters, I'd like to see more unique themes, like Nightwing or Mr. Freeze, something like that. Yeah, this I heard. This is what was emphasized to me.
He did a lot of shady stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like we're out of questions. So a little too early to end the stream off. So what should we do?
Wait for more questions?
I guess so. There's only so many questions people have, though.
Yeah.
In the meantime, if you guys have anything you want to plug, go right ahead.
I'm selling my calendar soon, so I'm just waiting for the prototype ones to come in to make sure all the printing came out good. But there's lots of cool stuff in there.
Can't wait to
Bob's
get mine,
calendars
Bob.
are very high quality.
$20 shipped to the U.S. anywhere.
As a matter of fact, if you give me 2 seconds, I will go show you his one for this year, just as a.
Phil, I read your question in the chat, and I.
Oh wait, there's questions.
I read it. I read it as Kazam, like the Shaq Genie character from the early '90s, and it really threw me off.
I think Shazam would be a great theme. It's just that he's only known from the movie. Movie was successful and all, but like he hasn't really been tied into anything or like been engraved in pop culture necessarily. People know who he is, some people at least, but he's not like he doesn't have the same, I guess, like brand recognition as Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Green Lantern, etc. So that would definitely be interesting, but I don't know if it'll happen.
I wonder why.
Could you
I
check your
also-
Instagram?
I wonder why Six Flags still thinks Looney Tunes is relevant for kids. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
too.
other than like, I know like Space Jam came out last year, but like, or the early this year, but I mean, even so, that was more of a nostalgia thing for people who like the original more than younger people, and like half these kids don't even know who any of these characters are.
I checked
Yeah.
my Instagram.
You don't.
Hey,
Okay.
Colin, Matt wants to jump in.
All right, I will send Matt in at once. Ian will be leaving us though, unfortunately. But Ian, thank you for joining and have a great night.
I will. Bye.
Now let me work on getting Matt in here. I'll put up the next question now. You guys can feel free to answer.
You mean like
It would be nice.
like are we talking like a unique flat ride or are we like I mean right now technically Jersey Devil is very unique, being the biggest one of the bunch, and Toro's unique because we don't have any more of those in the United States or in the US at all. Like stuff like that. I mean, it depends. Like you got like Canada's Wonderland builds like 9 million flat rides and they're all like weird and different. And they're the only ones of their type. Like if we're talking about something like that, then sure. But it doesn't take long for people to realize when somebody builds a unique ride, holy crap, I want one of those too.
That's true.
I'd like to see him build something like a roast throwback ride along like the Cedar Downs kind of line of rides. That would be pretty interesting, I would think.
That would be cool. So next question. Well, that's Mark responding to you. What will Magic Mountain's new coaster be called?
Well, I was 100% convinced it was going to be the Flash or Wonder Woman because of the color, but then I realized that they already have stuff themed to the Flash and Wonder Woman, so I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with red and yellow.
I
They're
mean,
gonna call it 20.
then again, they've already done the sort of thing where like other Six Flags parks where they retheme their existing rides
Yeah.
to a different name. Like Harley, I'm pretty sure they have 2 Harley Quinn rides at Over Texas. They have like a little like Troika or something, and then they have the tour balloons.
I still would bet on it being something Flash themed.
Yeah, I can see that. Looks like Brian has now joined us. Hello, Brian.
Hey guys.
Brian.
Hey,
What's up, Brian? How you doing, man?
What's up, Brian?
Oh, pretty good. Just got home from work.
Great to hear. Great to hear.
Yeah.
So, Brian, what do you think Magic Mountain's new coaster will be called?
The Flash. I don't know.
I'd say it's a pretty safe guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say number 20.
that would be hilarious if they just
Number-
number 20, like XX.
Project 20.
That'd be good.
It would be good.
Be an interesting way of calling it X22.
Yeah, that's true. So do we have it? Yes, we do. RMC Rolling Thunder. What do you mean? Like what it would look like, or? Not sure exactly
I was
what
wondering,
you're
like,
asking.
if they knew that, like, RMC was going to be such a success and be so amazing, would they not have torn down Rolling Thunder? Would they have RMC'd it instead?
They were going to RMC it, and Six Flags cheaped out when they found out how much it would cost because of the, well, horrible structure from Rolling Thunder that was never maintained. I know Winkler told us at the Q&A that if he was park president, it would have been RMC'd, which I definitely believe. But I think Rolling Thunder not being RMC'd is one of the biggest missed opportunities at that park. I think it would be a good fit. I mean, granted, that side of the park would be way better than the other side of the park. It's pretty close now that you have Jersey Devil and Nitro and Batman, all that stuff over there. You got Toro, Cobb, Bizarro over here, but like it would unbalance the park. But I think they would be good with something like that. I know a lot of people would think it's weird to have Toro and an RMC hybrid right next to each other, but I mean, I don't think it'd be that bad. They have two boomerangs right next to each other at Six Flags New England, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
And they're both awful.
Yes. Oh, we lost Brian. That's
Oh,
unfortunate.
best ride in the park right here, Colin.
Well, yes, El Diablo. What a legendary ride. Oh, it looks like Matt has joined us though. Welcome, Matt.
Finally. Yeah.
There he is.
My phone was being a pain in my butt because I'm using it as a webcam.
Oh, Brian's back, I think.
Uh oh.
Oh, he's
Oh.
upside down.
Brian's upside down.
Oh, there we go.
There he is.
Stranger Things.
Brian, you good? You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Let me just fix this banner real quick. We have a full house now. If you guys, again, any more questions, throw them in the chat.
I agree with what you're saying now.
Oh, did he say something? Yes,
East Coast
Great
Road.
Adventure needs another dueling
East
coaster.
Coast
Yeah, that
Racer.
would be great.
Brian, you there? You're covering your camera.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Something similar to like Twisted Colossus with a more modern RMC flow would be really cool.
I would think like a more intense Twisted Colossus would be.
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, I haven't been on Twisted Colossus
It's
yet, but I
really
will be
good.
soon. It
Yeah.
looks good.
It's very good.
I still think that like it's crazy to me that in 2006 they had a premier dueling coaster and a wooden dueling coaster, and now they have no dueling coaster. I mean, obviously I can go on and on about Chiller. I think they should have they should have gone with a Mr. Freeze clone, or at least something that wasn't dueling for Chiller, so that it was still around. Granted, that would take away a lot of the coolness of it, but my dad says that Mr. Freeze is better than Chiller was, so I'll take his word for it. And Rolling Thunder, like I said, it's just a shame it was never RMC'd. For Matt and Brian, favorite coaster event of the year?
All right, so I have two different answers. For like a multiple day event, I'd say Hollywood Nights, and for like a single day, I'd say Phoenix Fall Fun Fest because that was really good.
Brian, what about you?
Trying to think. Favorite event. I would probably, even though I didn't go, I would probably have to say Thrillathon.
You go to any coaster events this year?
Probably not a lot because I've been working. Yeah.
Like any age specific events or park specific events? I guess CJ's events count too.
Probably.
Scares for Cares.
I guess that. Yeah.
That works. That definitely, I'd say that counts. Great Adventure should have another launch coaster. Yes, they should. I think a premiere is
Gaping
perfect
hole,
fit.
other than obviously Kaz there, but it's like a gaping hole to have a not, giant top hat one, like an actual full circuit kind of thing.
A premiere or a Intamin Blitz. That'd be perfect.
Copperhead Strike, something along those lines would
Yes.
be really cool too.
I mean, granted, Copperhead Strike's launches are, well,
Weak.
yeah.
But
But
the elements are good.
yeah, the elements are great. I think they just need like a really solid looping coaster. Granted,
agree.
Jersey Devil can be seen as that because, I mean, quite a few of its elements are inversions, but I don't know. I wouldn't consider Jersey Devil just like another looping coaster.
Uh-oh. We lost Brian.
Brian's loading.
Oh, damn.
Brian needs better internet.
Yeah, Brian's internet connection isn't too. Oh, he's back.
There he
There,
is.
Brian. I think Brian's taking us on a house tour. Brian, you on an adventure?
He's on his way to Great Adventure.
Brian, where are you going?
You're running. He's running. There he is.
Brian, you good?
House
Yeah.
tour.
He's getting a little exercise.
Gotta get the steps in.
It said that I have to move closer to my right. That's
What was that?
downstairs.
You lagged out. Are you by your router?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully it'll get better then. Favorite Jersey Shore roller coaster? Gale Force.
Gale
Go
Force.
for us.
Go for it.
Go.
Gale Force.
Yeah, I figured everyone's answer would be the same. If we're gonna include Coney Island in that, I'd say Cyclone and Gale Force are pretty close.
I'd say Cyclone if we included Coney Island.
Yeah, we
if
include.
you're not including Coney Island, what is the next best after Gale Force? Though that's a good
Hydrus.
question.
Hydrus for sure.
Great White.
Yeah.
Great White. I'm not a big fan of Hydrus.
I'm not a big fan of any Maurice coasters, quite frankly. I mean, they're here. I should rephrase that. They're all solid. They're not anything special, though, if you ask me. Majority of them are clones. You have Great White, which, if you ask me, is, I know Bob agrees, it's pretty lackluster.
You can tell me that your favorite after Gale Force isn't that stupid Velar at
Oh my god! Don't.
Oh.
That's my bottom coaster, all the way at the bottom of the list. Number
Or
2.
Looping Star. That just fantastic coaster.
No, the Looping Star at what is it? It's down in Ocean City, Maryland. That one was actually really good. It had like ejector on the drop, and it was pretty intense.
Mm.
What do you
Next
think about
up,
that?
design your own coaster with as many or as little elements as you want for Great Adventure or Cedar Fair. I'll let you guys start.
I wanted to go around like a 20-foot circle with like no elements whatsoever. It's like a train ride almost.
I mean, for me, it wouldn't necessarily be like a set of elements. It would be something similar to like the Voyage, but instead of being a terrain coaster, it'd be on like the flat Great Adventure Land. So like a larger scale gravity group coaster.
Matt and I think so much alike.
I just think like build something with both ejector and floater and some inversion. Like try to include a little bit of everything and hit on everybody's like what they like.
Oh, so like a gravity group.
You're gonna make me hate
I
you
would
more
love to
and
see
more.
Great Adventure get a Giga.
Oh, we lost Colin.
I would.
Incident. Make it like I-305 or Fury.
Or a little bit of
I'm
both.
back. Sorry about that.
Oh, he was choking on his witter, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I think that, something like Velocicoaster would be incredible because Velocicoaster is incredible.
I agree.
I just think something that's like really, really well balanced. Who's next to an airplane right now? Jeez.
Could it be my Planet
No.
Coaster?
Brian, is it you?
It's Brian.
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Do you think it could be my Planet Coaster in the background? Because I have an RMC going around.
Maybe he's breathing.
No, it's like someone's like waving their microphone around. Oh well.
I don't know. I have a really crappy mic. It's like this $20 headset on my neck.
Who is E?
E.
Explain yourself. Six Flags or Cedar Fair? The age-old question.
Here's what I'll say is like Cedar Fair, but like Six Flags is gaining on Cedar Fair quickly. Like Cedar Fair is not doing much, and their like quality of product is going down. They're like, I know the morale of the workers is definitely way down this year. Like, the problems like Six Flags has in their stuff is mostly self-inflicted things that they're working on. But Cedar Fair is still ahead, but Six Flags is catching up.
Bob said that perfectly.
So I guess we'll start going in an order. I'm going to say Cedar Fair has better parks, but I like the way Six Flags runs their parks just a bit better. I think Cedar Fair could definitely like Cedar Fair pre-pandemic. By far, Cedar Fair wins. But when we're looking now, I think Six Flags is definitely getting the edge slowly. I mean, of course, you have Cedar Fair parks like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Carowinds, Kim's Wonderland, Knott's. There's just so many great parks from Cedar Fair that Six Flags, like they still have a good top 3 or top 4, but it's slow. It pretty quickly drops down from there. There's just, I don't know. I noticed like the quality of the experience. Like I'm not saying I didn't have a great time at Cedar Point and Kings Island this year, but I saw the differences between now and 2019 or 2018. It's been slowly declining, if you ask me.
I would have to say Six Flags. I don't have a Cedar Fair pass, but Six Flags is really improving from where they were back in like 2009 when they were all in major debt. Like they're not getting like big major additions like like Cedar Point or Kings Island, getting a Giga or this or that every year. RMC here, RMC that. But I would have to give Six Flags a slight edge, like 50-50.
Me, I'm definitely leaning more fair because I don't know. I just like the Cedar Park experience as opposed to the Six Flags one. That's just me.
All right, so in my opinion, I prefer Cedar Fair because the parks are a little nicer, better ride collections. They feel clean, but Six Flags are really improving. Great Adventure is really nice now. So and I've been enjoying my recent visits, so I'm glad they're really improving.
I would say Six Flags because I haven't been to Cedar Fair.
That's it.
That's it.
I really thought Matt was going to be like, I prefer Holiday World.
I would respecting that probably.
Well, technically that is true.
Oh Christ! Launch coaster versus B&M. Launch coasters. B&Ms are just too samey, if you ask me.
Thunderbird.
Well, yeah.
I'll go launch coasters.
Yeah, I like most launch coasters, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm no different.
You should build a coaster at No Limits 2 and let your viewers rate it. Ooh, that wouldn't be a very good coaster. If we were to change that to Planet Coaster, then we have a different story. But I haven't quite perfected No Limits yet. Planet Coaster, I'm not going to act like it's easy. It took like 3 or 4 years for me to get it down. But maybe if we do that in Planet Coaster, it'd go a little better. I will eventually. Oh, you said or Planet Coaster. Okay, yeah. Six Flags definitely worked around the pandemic better than anyone else. Yes, they did.
Oh, what do you mean? SeaWorld parks didn't work well around the
SeaWorld parks, what a joke. Honestly, such a joke, those parks. They're good parks. Well,
Yeah,
2 of them are.
But
But
for this year.
yeah, we got every one of us that went to Florida this year got gypped big time.
Iron Gwazi was nice to look at.
It's a nice lawn ornament.
So was Icebreaker. Icebreaker was a good looking lawn ornament.
It was very good looking. Brian, what about you? What do you think about this question?
I would say Six Flags did. I mean, they had that video come out before, like way before everyone else did. That like about how they're gonna approach the pandemic. So that's what
What about
I
you,
think.
Ryan?
I think they handled it very professionally. Like, make reservations. You choose a time slot when you want to go to the park. Keep your 6 feet from everyone else. Make sure you wash your hands. Blah blah blah. They just handled it very well, and I think I applaud them for it.
I agree. What about you, Chaz?
I definitely did. I have no doubts about that because I dealt with Cedar Fair last season, and I thought their handling was abysmal, to say the least. But in the Great Adventure, they definitely did extremely well. Close second would probably be Hershey.
I think Kings Island did the best personally. But that's just me.
Mine Train.
Mine Train, the ejector, Deathville.
Yeah.
So good. You just go, bah!
What about you, Brian?
I would say Skull Mountain.
Oh.
What about you, Ryan?
I would say Runaway Mine Train because that freaking last hill, I always feel I'm going to fall out and get eaten alive by those damn snapping turtles.
That's pretty funny, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah.
Next question. Dragster or Ka? Let's
Dragster.
do it. Yeah, okay. Dragster. You have bias.
I haven't been out there yet, so I have to go with the bamboo ride.
The bamboo ride. What about you, Brian? Which one do you think looks better?
I would say Kingdom Colors. I haven't been on Dragster yet.
Give me the T-bars on Ka and I'll like it better, but
Yeah.
Yeah, my opinion flip-flop too much. Depends the day.
Definitely
you, Jazz?
drag for no question.
Steel Vengeance will remain the best RMC for at least 2 more years. Well, I know some people in here may not agree with that statement as it is. I know Bob and I do. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I don't think when Iron Gwazi opens in 2 years, that's going to pass Steel Vengeance. But yeah, I mean, the problem that RMC is going to run into is like with Steel Vengeance, they had so much to work with, and it's like, can you build something better when you don't have that much? You know, there's not that many big ass coasters like that out there anymore to build off of. So, plus, didn't they say they're only going to do ground up stuff now or something, or was it just?
They said they're only going to do iBox, no topper track. And Tim Baldwin in the RMC documentary, which if you haven't seen, this is how we roll. I actually do recommend it. It was awesome.
It's so good.
He said that he doesn't think Steel Vengeance will ever be topped, and I can see where he's coming from on that statement.
Also in there, did you notice Alan Schilke said he's basically not doing anything else?
Yes, and that worries me. That worries me big time.
Something new.
Yeah. That definitely worries me.
What's that, Kyle?
About Alan Schilke retiring, basically.
He is?
Really?
Well, in the documentary,
he said he'd be happy
said,
if he retired right now.
Yeah, he basically said, I'm not doing any projects right now unless I can get something where I can break records or do something that's never been done before.
Yeah. Hello, H. I cannot hear you.
Who's H?
I have no clue who H is. It's not Ace, it's H.
H.
Jersey Devil.
Jersey
Just
Devil.
to be different.
JD.
Ryan.
Devil.
Bob.
Devil.
Pretty unanimous there. Except for the one stickler. Anyways. If you can get rid of one area of Great Adventure and build a new area, what would you do? Seaport.
Bugs Bunny National Park.
Well, yeah, Bugs Bunny National Park, I definitely think could be turned into something awesome. I think if they just got rid of the arena, they could turn that into a massive area. Put a coaster over there too. I think that if they're already starting to redo Seaport, but I think if they totally redo it, that'll like just be awesome.
Rename it Little Amigos.
Oh, Brian left.
Oh, Brian's gone
But
again?
those awkward clapping noises were.
Oh.
Gotta leave it a little friendly.
Oh, Brian's back.
Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the phones.
Oh, and
Everyone, stop the stream. Pause the stream. Brian's back. Brian, you're back.
Yeah.
Back again. Tell a friend.
Anyone else have any comments on this one?
Oh, I missed it. I got one.
Oh, you got to answer, Brian. Go ahead.
I still don't know the park well enough to answer this.
I would say that old paintball building.
Oh my god, yeah. I hate walking through arcade.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Dad, who is calling you?
Come on, Chaz, what are you doing?
Who else
I
do you
think
think?
Bella might be calling him.
Oh,
No, that's what.
He's on the stream, Bella. Don't call him.
Well, New Jersey state law says rise more than 400 feet needs over the shoulders. That is true. Just like New Jersey state law says that loose articles cannot be taken on extreme roller coasters, which a lot of people like to bend the rules on. Hydrus, Gale Force, Jersey Devil, El Toro.
Yeah, someone who lost his phone on Jersey Devil on Media Day on the course.
Oh my god, that was funny. That was just funny, really.
Good example.
But yeah, if you're in New Jersey, you cannot bring your phone, wallet, anything in your pockets on Jersey Devil, El Toro, King Dakar, Joker, Hydrus, and Gale Force. It's strict too. It is illegal.
no, it's not.
Remove the arena and do a frontier town. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
Like Cedar Point style. Silver Dollar City, the entire park style. What do you think, Brian?
I agree with that question with Phil.
Add something like Zadra.
Yeah,
Who's H? Who's
this stream is lit. H is mysterious.
I wonder if H is also E.
I doubt that. Actually, it's not. No.
Probably.
It's Harry Houdini.
Thank you, Theme Park Films. I appreciate that. I really do
Colin is-
appreciate that.
Colin is indeed the king.
King Collywood, apparently.
Brian, I have a question for you.
Oh, Brian, you have a question.
What are those
Yes.
awkward clapping noises?
What?
What are those awkward clapping noises coming from your microphone?
I don't know what that is.
His house is haunted.
Could be. Could be.
All I'm gonna say is I have to leave it at awkward clapping noises.
Sounds like
It's not me.
typing.
No.
It does sound like typing, Brian.
Brian, are you like
Brian.
tapping your leg or something?
Brian's writing
No,
a book.
no, it's just
Oh, okay. Maybe he's using a typewriter to type his book.
Maybe.
The Chronicles of Brian Gray.
The Life of Brian Gray.
That'd be a great book.
New York Times bestseller. You wait and see.
Brian, when's the autograph section starting?
I don't know.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Let's pause for a quick ad break, shall we?
Alrighty.
After this ad break, we got to speed through these last questions and pretty much wrap it up. Getting past the 90-minute runtime.
All right.
Are we on an ad break?
Yeah, I just threw an ad break in. You'll probably get an ad.
I have no ads.
What, do you have an ad blocker or something?
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah, I just got an ad on my end. Okay. Once this ad ends on my end, I'll get us going again.
Just skip it. Come on.
I
I'm
can't
working
see
on
you
it.
guys. I'm on Zoom.
Oh,
he's on
I'm sorry, Brian. I forgot to unzoom you. I'm sorry. There
Wow.
we go. Okay, I think everyone should be back now. All right. Yes, of course.
My ad is just starting now, by the way.
Oh, well, maybe we should slow it down then.
Oh no, it's fine. I don't care. Like
Come on,
I don't
Bob.
get it. I don't get it on this screen. I only get it on the computer on the actual live stream. But just to give you an idea of what the delay was.
Wow, that's a long delay.
That's what I'm saying. It's like 30 seconds.
Will the bus safari return? I'm thinking no. Not for a little while, at least. Toro Revengeance. Let's speed round this.
I mean, for me, Steve is 2 and Toro's 3 for me, and it's that close. So, Steel Vengeance, but not by much.
I think I honestly can't remember what my top 3 is. I know Vengeance is at 1. I don't remember if I have Velocicoaster over Toro or not, but the top 3 are just neck and neck and neck. They're so close, but Vengeance by a little bit.
Toro.
Shocking.
I know, right, Bob? It is.
Brian, what about you?
El
What
Toro.
was that? El Toro? Whaley?
Toro.
Other Whaley?
Vengeance, definitely.
Colin, how do you flip your camera on? Well, guys, I'm going to show you guys something.
I'm not sure if you can flip your camera.
All right, hold on a second.
What is your
No, I think
Toro?
you can. I think you can in the settings. That's what I wanted to do earlier.
Hold on. No, that's not it.
That's
I don't
so good.
I think you gotta just flip your phone around.
All right, hold on. See what it is.
Hope for the best.
All right,
El Toro
there it
banner.
is. There it is. The guy who designed El Toro made that for me.
Well, see, for
Awesome.
my favorite wooden coaster, I have that right there.
Larry, right? Right.
Yeah, Larry.
Oh
Chicola
my
made
god!
that.
Stop the stream. We have another donation from John Joseph Gray.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Everyone get the cameras. So I think that Iron Gwazi will be the biggest draw next year for all SeaWorld and Busch Parks.
No.
I would say
Icebreaker.
Pantheon.
It's that and
I
Pantheon.
would
I'd say they're...
too. I would say Pantheon just because of where it's located, because Williamsburg is such in a populated area and easy to drive to, more so than you'd be surprised how many people that go to Orlando don't drive over to Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right,
Is that a
let's
Velocicoaster
see.
shirt, Bob?
Yeah, no, yeah, yes, it is. The very cartoony one that all I wanted was one with the damn logo, and their merch is awful.
It's a really weird shirt, but I think you can tell what this is.
I do want to make that comment that one of the things we noticed, not just in Florida, but on several trips this summer, is that like these parks merch is becoming very vanilla and crappy. Like Florida merch was terrible this year.
I agree.
Well, not to be myself, but the Holiday World line on Made to Thrill is really good.
Well, they all. All right, I'm not gonna even get into my feelings about that, but
The ongoing Bob and Matt war.
Fight, 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 fight.
Next up, will you build a panel for No Limits? I mean, if I do it, that would be fun to do because I do have an interest in stuff like that. It's very tough to do No Limits.
I can't do it with the computer. Why would I build a panel?
It's just for realism, I guess.
Who's typing?
It sounds like awkward
Go on,
clapping noises
go on.
on my end.
Bob's writing a book now.
It's coming from Brian's mic.
The
awkward
Chronicles of
clapping.
BK photo page.
The art in Bob's photography.
Let me know when Hollywood misses. I don't know.
I think what he means is when you have a bad opinion.
Well,
That's
that happens all
Most
the
of
time.
them, yeah.
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
Quasi looks better.
No way.
Ooh, I gotta recover from
No
that one for
way.
a second. No, absolutely not.
Well, listen to who you're listening to. The guy that thinks Wicked Cyclone's up.
That's
Does.
oh
I
my
think-
gosh!
I think
Another
it's like-
donation from John. Oh man, he's emptying his wallet on the stream. But I also think they are in their final phase. I realistically could see Cedar Fair and or Six Flags parks buy the chain out and split the parks.
That I don't see that at
If
all.
they're
No.
in as bad of a position as they're in right now, like 5 years from now, they're done.
Even if Six Flags got into real bad money trouble again, where they might have to like file bankruptcy or something, which I don't think is anywhere close to now. Like, I don't see Cedar Fair wanting most of this.
Dude, who is that?
Is there a tornado going on?
Whoa!
Brian, you need to quit the awkward clapping noises.
Jesus Christ
I,
almighty.
I'm not sure whose mic is acting up, but I hear it. Whoever hears it, it's not them. So
I hear it.
Brian,
Do you hear the awkward clapping noises?
No, it's not me.
Brian, it's probably John.
What?
Yeah, John
it's,
in the other room.
it's John typing all his messages for the super chats. Yeah, John, I definitely think that's definitely possible.
It is probably him. Brian, where's John?
That is a
Up there.
very strange looking profile picture.
Oh my
I don't
God,
watch
I'm a-
SpongeBob. I never did, and I have not.
Wow.
It's not because I don't like it. I just never did.
Colin's too old for SpongeBob.
Yeah, he is.
Well, we all are. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got
Right.
like a bombarding of. Okay. You know why King Ka is always down? Very
It's
complicated ride.
It's
Very
made by-
complicated. It's also made by Intamin, so that's like basically always making it go down. But it's a very complicated ride with the hydraulic systems, computer systems. It's complicated. What made you become a theme park enthusiast? Going to Great Adventure all the time and riding Toro a lot. In addition to my constant watching of Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 videos that got me my interest for making parks. I used to watch this channel. It's an Australian guy called Flabaliki. I think that's how you say it. Used to watch his RCT3 videos all the time. And that got me into RCT1, RCT3, and eventually Planet Coaster when that came out.
I live 15 minutes from where Jogga Lake was, so I spent most of my time as a kid there.
Mhm.
I would have to say when I first rode Medusa, that made me overcome my fear of roller coasters. So that's how I became an enthusiast, and I started going to Great Adventure after high school a lot. So
Matt, by the way, that wind noise is you.
It is.
oh, it is Matt.
I hear it.
The tapping is Brian. The wind is Matt.
Wow, sounds
Probably
like
my breathing.
a play.
Chaz?
What made me become an enthusiast? Well, when I was in my teen years, I spent a lot of time at Hershey and BGW. And I started taking an extreme liking to coasters at that point, but never really followed through with anything by joining Ace or anything. But when I Matt addicted, that's what pushed me over the top, and immediately joined Ace and been a part ever since.
I'm getting an ad right now.
Well,
Oh, you
I
are?
I
Yeah.
became an enthusiast from going to Dorney and riding all the big rides, and then the year after I went to Dorney and rode all the larger rides, I went to Cedar Point, and that's what sparked my coaster enthusiasm.
What about you, Brian?
From going to Great Venture a lot and like Wildwood and all that, riding their rides.
Oh, wait. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. There we go. So let's just speed run this one. When do you think you came, like, what age did you become really into coasters and theme parks?
10 years old.
We're at 12.
I'm like 10.
I was
I'd say
about 7.
14.
So all of us pretty young, it seems. Nitro.
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 Apollo.
Now my dad's the odd one out.
Yup.
Looks like Matt has a wannabe lover in the chat.
Oh.
Thank you, Seb. Appreciate it.
Do you like Worlds of Fun? I've never been.
Never been.
It was fine, but they need something good there because the ride collection is pretty.
All I know is that it's turning into a Walmart in 2024.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Well, I'll take anything over Hydra, so Medusa.
Oh,
Are we talking like?
luck.
Are we talking like?
Medusa at Discovery Kingdom, I'm thinking.
Oh, Medusa at Discovery Kingdom's awesome. It's way better than Hydra.
Oh,
Bob won't even
Hydra,
ride
so.
Hydra.
Colin got scared after one
Medusa
ride.
was
We ran to
the
town.
redeeming thing about Discovery Kingdom. So
Colin was a little sandy, so we only did one ride on Hydra.
Sorry that my ear got bashed into the middle. It's rough. But some people, I guess, they just kind of jiggle around enough that they don't hit their head. If you know what I'm saying. But yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of Hydra. It's just, it's a little too rough for me to enjoy. Granted, most B&M floorless coasters are rough, but Hydra, for whatever reason, it hits a little too hard. Looks like we're actually out of legitimate questions here. So I'd say now is probably a pretty good time to end off the stream, unless there's anything else anyone wants to ask. John, if you're going to send another super chat, you might as well do it now before I end off the stream, or wait till next week. Of course, we will be back next week. Not all these people will be here, of course, but this was a lot of fun. Thank you, Bob, Charlie, Ryan, Matt, Brian, and Ian, who was on earlier, all for coming. Take this time to... Oh, wait. What? I don't even know how to answer that question. Okay.
LSU or
Colin.
Texas A&M?
Texas A&M.
LSU. Because Seb likes LSU.
Go Aggies.
Hey, Colin.
Yeah, what's up, Brian?
Where's Tom at?
Oh, Tom wasn't able to make it.
Times with
He's in the
Ace.
back of Ace's van. Ugrant.
Okay,
Ooh, great.
so I'll let you guys plug everything you want to plug. We'll start with Bob.
BK photo page on Instagram and BK photo page photography on Facebook. And if you want to buy a calendar, let me know. Like I said, $20 shipped to anywhere in the U.S.
R_friend.
Spell that.
Not Mr. Toro.
You don't spell friend, they're not going to spell it right. So
FREUND.
Freund.
Food.
Freund. TJ
Freund.
likes to say it's Freund.
Yeah, whatever. Thanks, TJ.
Chisel Coasters on Insta.
Follow Hands Up Studios on Instagram for world-class coaster photography.
Oh, God.
Oh, God. I'm following
You just had to stain it.
Hands Down Studios.
Indeed.
Brian Gray LBI at Instagram.
Now that's my favorite Instagram account.
That's the best. Everyone's got to go follow Brian.
Brian Gray LBI. Brian Gray, Long Beach Island, baby.
But of course, I'm Colin from Hollywood Studios. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I have another Ace video lined up for tomorrow on Great Adventure, so that one should be entertaining. Hope you enjoyed that one. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good
Have
night.
a good night, guys.